Each and every one of us that's been baptized is baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit. It is our inclination to desire to understand, because we are thinking creatures. But if we could understand what it means when we talk about Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, the three in one, if we thought, oh yes, I've got it, then you can be certain you haven't. Because God is mystery. God is mystery. And so whether we're in a good mood or a bad mood, very often we come here, whether we're feeling on top of the world or carrying the world on our shoulders, we come here. We come here to remind us that there's so much more to life than meets the eye. So God, by definition, is mystery. I went to a Catholic school. I can't remember if I was 5 or 6. I didn't stay very long, but I wasn't expelled. But I'm not quite sure why they sent me, because they took me away almost as quick. But I do remember Miss Ward. Miss Ward, she loved to take what I call biscuits, you call cookies, dip them in your coffee, but she drank tea, and eat them. So that was my teacher, Miss Ward. And all I remember is one of those lovely old pictures that we used to get in little prayer books when we were perhaps First Communion, like a triangle and then images, trying to understand. But we're told it's mystery. Yet we speak of loving God with all our heart, with all our mind, and all our soul. That's what I was taught when I was with Miss Ward. But we don't approach, hopefully, the Trinity as a problem to be solved, but rather one to live with. We have, many of you probably love mystery movies. There's wonderful characters like Miss Marple, created by Agatha Christie, and Hercule Poirot, that Belgian detective, that wonderful little moustache that turns up at either end of the mouth. They really shouldn't be called mysteries movies, but really it's a problem. And when we have a problem, we do try to solve it. But mysteries cannot be solved. They can be entered into. They can also acknowledge that even we might think ourselves really clever. We've come a long way since the abacus. We've come a long way from typewriters. And we'll still go on probably thinking ourselves cleverer and cleverer. But the mystery of God is for us to enter into, to know that we're not in charge. It's not a mystery to be solved. Sometimes we refer to people as problems, not teachers, of course. Because if we approach a person as a problem, we're doing them a disservice, because we truly believe that we're created in the image and likeness of God. So there's, from the youngest to I won't look at anyone in particular. We're a mystery. No matter how young or how senior, a mystery. And so people, even though we like to try to control them, are beyond our control. We can desire to understand them, as best we can, and that's what we do, hopefully, as confessors and counselors and teachers and partners. We try to understand the other person, but we will never get the full picture, because that image and likeness within which we're created. Well, Miss Ward did come into my life about 10 or 11 years later. I went to a high school, Catholic high school at 11. They kept me there. And when I was about 15 or 16, I started going to church. And Miss Ward would be sitting on the front row at the end of the bench. And I'd go during the week, because my headmaster also went. But at the end of Mass, there was a little girl called Mary. She had Down syndrome. And she would go from her seat where she was sitting with her mother after the priest had said, "Go in peace." She'd run down the side of the aisle, along the front, and she'd come up and she'd just be about Miss Ward's size, because she was rather small. And they would hug each other. So it is this lovely moment of two people embracing. And I've never forgot that image. In fact, I didn't go in peace until she had done that. Then I felt I could go. Because each and every one of us, God wishes us to feel that embrace. Yes, we'll have times of difficulty, times of insecurity and anxiety. But you know, the God of Jesus Christ, as we heard in the gospel, is with us always. Yes, to the end of time. And Miss Ward and little Mary have remained with me as a beautiful example of God's love. Please like, subscribe, or comment below.